Yo! So today in this video, I don't know if you guys saw the previous video or if you guys remember or anything. We have declared that the problem with the car is I need a new radiator. So we had gotten one ordered and we're going to be installing it today in this video. Or yeah, in this video. I don't know if it's going to take the entire day or if it's going to take a couple of days, I don't know. But in this video we are going to be placing the radiator, and throughout this video I don't know if I'm gonna end up just say fuck it, I'm just gonna detail the engine bay, and then throughout like the days and whatnot I'll have the money to be able to paint the valve cover like I want to, and then be able to install the where it at? I'll find it. Be able to install the valve cover gasket like I want to, and you know, make sure everything is okay with the car, even though I did get pissed at the fact that now it's leaking coolant. I hate having problems with the car. So yeah, today we're gonna be replacing the radiator and servicing the coolant, and maybe maybe clean the engine bay. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. So yeah, I'm going to get update to where the radiator is right now. It's supposed to come in today, but yeah, I need to know where it's at. But it was ordered yesterday and it's supposed to come in today with warranty. It's like a, I think it's called, let me see. Oh, Murray. It's called Murray heat transfer radiator or something like that from O'Reilly's. It's like a $300 radiator. So yeah, I was going to do a Mishimoto and just say fuck it, I'm gonna buy it now and then throughout time start like building the engine and be able to run boost, but then I'm like, that's gonna take fucking forever. I'm not gonna have anywhere near the money to be able to do anything like that, so probably in the future. So yeah, let me get an update to where the radiator is, and then I will get back to you guys once I know what the fuck's going on. And yeah. So I just got word. The guy is going to go pick up the radiator right now because O'Reilly was supposedly backed up by 2 hours. So he said he's on the way to go pick up the radiator right now. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna get some of the tools that I'm thinking that I'm gonna need, and even though I still have the garage right here, so it's not like it's going anywhere. So yeah, let me open up the garage. Let me set up all the tools. Let me get ready for everything. I'm out of breath because I ran up and down the stairs like 2 or 3 times already. But yeah, let me get everything ready, situated, so when he gets here, we just install the radiator and fucking get this car going again, because I'm tired of this fucking leaking. So yeah, catch you guys on the spliff. So quick little update, guys. The radiator is here, as you can tell. It came completely brand new. It has new brass fittings. So what I'm gonna do is, because I am by myself, I'm gonna move as quick as possible. So I'm gonna jack up the car and then get it ready to get the surgery. So let me get to work. So update, I removed the front bumper, and yeah, it was a pretty simple, just clips on the bottom, 2 screws on the bottom each side, the 10 millimeters on the side. So yeah, here's a little quick update. I'm just trying to move as fast as possible because I am losing sunlight. It's like about to be 5 and sundown is actually like at around 6:37. So yeah, I'm moving as quick as I can. So that's just a quick update. And then I'll just show you guys how to really remove the radiator. So pretty much bolt here, bolt there. There's a couple bolts on the side, on each side, and bolts on the bottom. But what I'm gonna do first is I wanna save as much coolant as I possibly can. So I have my bucket right there, and I'm just gonna try to fit it under it and try to drain as much coolant as I can and save as much as I can. But the guy that brought me the radiator was kind enough to bring me also another gallon of coolant. So yeah, it should be a simple rinse and repeat everything. So yeah. So for those who don't know, to be able to drain the coolant and save some coolant, what you want to do is remove the radiator cap to be able to relieve some pressure, so that when you loosen the butterfly, like this one here from the bottom, to be able to drain it, it won't just shoot out, and you know, because there is pressure in the system. So pretty much it's a simple removal. You got to remove this T-brace to be able to lift up the radiator from up top with the shroud. just lay it down and remove everything that you need to keep from this one to the other one. And then yeah, just a slight little tutorial. I can't really do a tutorial myself because I am doing this by myself, so I gotta move as quick as possible. So yeah. So while that is draining, some of it is leaking. I don't know if it's the bucket or if it's just no, it's because of this. It's because it's coming off the shroud. So basically the reason that I'm replacing mine is because, as you can see right here, you can see right there, it is cracked and it's just leaking along the seam, going around the other side, as you can tell, and then leaking onto the fan shroud and onto the floor. So yeah, just gonna continue what I'm doing. Another quick update while I'm doing this, for those who don't know the bolts that you need to take off. So it's going to be one here, where it's at, is one here, here, and here. Same thing for the other side, but with those who have the OEM intake, you also need to remove this bolt here that connects to the duct. And for those who have this attached right here, you need to remove the 10mm bolt that's right here. But to also remove the T-brace all the way, there's on the bottom there's another 10mm bolt that loosens it, and you'll be able to pull this right out and then be able to access the radiator better. For me, in my case, my hose clamp is face down, which is going to be kind of inconvenient for me to reach to. So yeah, you remove the upper radiator hose and then remove anything that is still attached to the radiator, and then just pull it out and swap over the shroud from this one to the new one. So let me get to doing that. Another update, guys. So pretty much I have removed the T-brace. So you can tell it's a T. I just laid it across the top of my engine bay because I just literally just pretty much lifted it up and just laid it there. I disconnected the connector for the hood latch, and then just took off some of the clips that were in here. That's the problem with, not really a problem, but it's kind of tedious, the fact that this engine bay was not touched. So a lot of the stuff is there, like little clips everywhere. So everything is together, and I'm hoping to put it back the same way. So now I just got to remove the upper radiator hose and the lower radiator hose, and I'll be able to just yank this thing out. So let me pop up the camera and I'll do that right now.
I said, girl, why you keep calling? I said, girl, why you keep calling? Yeah. She said, I need a new whip. Yeah, cause I know that you're still ballin'. She just wanna go back to the future, so I brought that girl a DeLorean.
Hopefully you can see me. For me to not get any debris, as you can tell, there is debris on top of this bag. I just put a trash bag on top of the bucket so it won't, you know, get shit in there. Yeah, back to time lapse.
I met that girl right up at my show.
Well, guys, I forgot I have a brain.
Told her, baby, we don't got that long. Listen, this not my city show, but I treat it like my city show. 20 more minutes and 20 more. 20 more minutes.
What's up, guys? It's the next day. Why is it the next day, you may ask? Because I was replacing the radiator and it should have been an easy job. Well, I got it off. That was fine. I got it off, and then this happened. So you can tell the inlet for the fucking transmission cooler line broke the fuck off the old radiator. So I had to get a new radiator for the new radiator. It's in the car. Well, in my mom's car. I want to go pick it up. So now what we're gonna do is take the radiator out of there and swap over the parts from the old one. As you can tell, the old one's right here. And then I have some bolts and shit that I threw in this box. And that box right there, okay. And that box right there, that I gotta remember where it goes. But pretty sure it wouldn't be super hard. But yeah, my friend Zach is on the way over here to come help me real quick, because it's just reinstalling now and filling it back up with coolant. But hopefully it's not a tedious process as it was taking it out, because it took a little bit. Like when I stopped recording last time during the time lapse, I just it went completely dark. There was some things that I couldn't reach because, like I said, the engine bay was not touched. It was not touched at all. So everything is in place. Everything's supposed to go. I still have those push clips everywhere. So I was just wrestling with it and ended up getting it out. And then as soon as I'm about to swap everything over, the brass inlet breaks. And I couldn't do shit. So, yeah, let me get the radiator out and then let me swap over the plug. And finally get this car back together because I don't like seeing it just sitting there without a bumper. As you can tell, the bumper right there. So, yeah, let me get to that before it gets... I mean, it's already nighttime, but... let's say before it gets too late this time instead of getting too dark. So from a more clear perspective, this is obviously the new one, that's the old one. So what happened was with the other one is that this side, as you can tell, the base right down here, fuck, right down there. Can you focus? Thank you. Right down here, while I was tightening this on the other one, which was completely brass, this one I think is aluminum, I was tightening it here as much as I can by hand, and then I got a 22 and then I tightened it and then snapped right off. So what I really like about this one is that it's already installed, so all I gotta do is move the fans and the hoses and then put it back in there. So yeah, as you can tell, I don't like how it's just sitting there, you know, not being able to drive, because I was driving this today. There's a Camry, if you guys forgot I had one. Yeah, so let me swap over these parts and put it in the car. So there it is. It got dark pretty fucking quick, as you can tell by the clips. But yeah, everything's pretty much swapped over except for a 10mm that I gotta find in my stash of shit. Just gotta find a 10mm for that, and then I gotta swap out the reservoir hose. But that's pretty much it. So everything's pretty much swapped over and ready to go back in. My neighbor did remind me that I do have to burp the system, so I'm gonna look up the way on how to do it if I have to do it on this car. But yeah, everything is pretty much swapped over and ready to go in. So let me just swap over that what's the kit called? The reservoir hose, and let me find a 10mm bolt that'll fit that little hole, and then make sure everything is secured and throw it back in the car. So let me get to that. Oh yeah, fuck. That took longer than I expected. But I got it on. So now let's just move as much tools as I need over there and move my light stuff so that I'm actually able to see, because it is, as you can tell, getting very, very dark. So yeah, Zach isn't here because it is rush hour, so it's gonna take him like an hour to get here from like 5:30ish. So he'll be here, and I want to say soon. So yeah, let me move everything over and get started, because I really want to get this car running by 8. So let's go. Fuck, I forgot to do it again. So it's been probably like a good, I want to say, hour and a half. Zach came. I didn't record because I was trying to move a little quicker. I was trying to move like slightly quick. And so basically the radiator is back in, everything is connected, all harnesses connected, all hoses are connected. So my friend Zach is here helping me, but he wants to go get me some coolant real quick, because I wanted to save what I could, but then I opened the bucket and there's something in there, so I just didn't want to put something, I guess, with debris inside of it. So you want to go get me some new coolant. Everything is in, like I said, T-brace is back on. So now I'm just waiting for him to come back. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick update, because it is extremely dark out there and pretty much I can't record in the dark. So now I'm just waiting for him to come back, and then what we're going to do is fill it up with coolant and then let it run a little bit without the radiator cap, and burp basically release all the air that is inside the radiator, obviously, because I am installing it, and then see what happens, and hopefully it is running with no problems. So catch you guys in a little bit.
Hope you don't drive as slow as you pour.
Hey, I'm trying to be precise here, sir. So it's kind of the next day to the next day, because the car didn't want to drink the coolant, and it's getting stuck at the thermostat. So now the thermostat's fucked. What we're thinking. So we're gonna take it out and test it. We have Zachy boy right here. brought some of his tools, and he's gonna start getting to work right away because we want to have some time to test it before Kenny brings the other one, and then we just install it. But yeah, man, I guess start yanking shit apart again because we're still not making any improvement here. So give me a second. So Zach ended up getting the thermostat out. So for us to test it, all we gotta do is to get a pot of boiling water and just drop it in there, and then you should see the spring like compress and open up the port so the coolant can go through. So let me get a pot, boiling water, and then once I'm ready to put it in, I'll pick up the camera. So I got it in the water. Don't mind my zoo back there, but got it in the water. So now I'm just gonna wait and see if the spring starts to compress. So as you guys can see, this is bubbling like crazy, but the thermostat has not moved. So pretty much that just debunks the fact that the thermostat is messed up. So now what we're going to do is try to go to AutoZone and buy a new one, install it, and then do all the stuff that we did last night that didn't work because this was fucked up. So yeah. So like how I said inside the... I'll let Zach explain it.
The thermostat is not opening enough to allow enough coolant in without the coolant level getting to drastic heat levels. So the springs are either jammed up for some reason or it's just gone bad. Because the cutout time, the cut-in should be like 160, 170, but it's not even. We're damn near boiling over on the pot just to get it to open up. So it's getting too hot, and we're cutting it off before it gets to a high enough temperature to where it's going to open up.
Yep. So now we're just waiting for Kenny to grab the new one, and then we're gonna throw everything back together. The fucking removal and everything took probably like 10 minutes because he brought power tools and I don't have any. So yeah, we have these set up on the floor. So as soon as Kenny gets back, we're just gonna throw everything back on the radiator because it was easier taking off the radiator by taking the fans out. Should have thought of that. But yeah, so now we're just waiting on Kenny, and then as soon as he's here, everything's gonna go back in the car, and then we should have it running by then. So when Kenny gets here, I'll pick up the camera. So first off, I want to apologize in advance for the video being super choppy, because this is like probably like a 4-day process. First, the radiator, I know what it is. I replaced the radiator, and then a brass fitting breaks. And then I have to wait another day to get a new radiator. I put that one in. It won't take the coolant because the thermostat's fucked up. So that takes another day. And then once we test the thermostat like you guys saw, put it in. Kenny brought me the new one, put it in. Everything was working. We test drove it and everything. And then car's okay now. So yeah, sorry for being very, very, very choppy. It's just sometimes where like something like that happens, I just like gotta put my hands on it already and just like try to figure out what to do so I can update you guys. So I was like, oh, update guys, update guys, update guys, update guys. You know, it was just like all over the place, and I'm sorry. I would like to have a cameraman because for the past couple days I was doing it by myself, so I didn't have anybody to just hold the camera, record me doing it, so it can be more intriguing to the audience or whatever. So I'm gonna try to make it as funny or as entertaining as possible. But yeah, so basically, also what my friend Zach told me, if you have one of these RSX and you replace the radiator because of a crack or some reason, just go ahead and replace the thermostat, because then you're probably going to be in the same shoes as mine, unless it's good. If it's good, it's fine. But what you can just pretty much do, we replace the radiator, it's out, it's easily accessible, take it out and test it, see if it's still good or see if it's almost going bad, you know. So yeah, it's just some information. So yeah, the car is out now, okay, so the general content will be able to roll out like how I wanted to. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, and turn on your post notifications because there will be a lot more content out. And yeah, peace.